Each one is unique. Obviously, any creator is always unique. They always think big. Their vision is always same. That is what I really surprised that. Hi, this is Srinivas Mohan, visual effects supervisor for the film Bahubali. Uh, Tomorrow's film is releasing and we are a little nervous. Please do watch in your nearest theaters. Thank you. It's like almost 20 years of my journey. It started with before coming to this VFX industry. It's like I started doing a lot of software programming and marriage video titles. And if you go before little earlier, it's like I started as a very what do you say? It's very poor starting. Like my father is not there. It's like very tough situation. I started as a lorry cleaner, and from there I started as an electrician. Then from there, it's like every step. It's like one by one. So I did a lot of marriage videos and titling, and then after that software engineer, and then from there it's like I went into animation. So that's how it started. And my one big step of in this VFX industry is like associating with director Shankar. Shankar sir, it's like I think in Boys, yeah, first film my association with Shankar sir is Boys. So from the Boys, then I started all his films, like most of his films I worked with him. Boys, Onion, and then Shivaji, then Robo, the Indian, then I. So now finally I'm in Bahubali. So that's how journey started. Visual effects. I started in joined in Indian artist. That is Indian artist computer graphics. So there they have done before I joined. They have done titles for the Indian that Shankar's movie Indian. Then they started doing the titling for the films. So that time mainly we have a very good relation with A.M. Ratnam sir. So he is whatever all his movies like Indian artist, we used to do a lot of titling work. So even my first project is Arunachalam, that Telugu title where that what is that, the mountain breaks and comes out, and that is my first title. Then after that A.M. Ratnam, he has seen that a lot of our talent, Indian artist talent, and so he has recommended to, when he is doing Boys with Shankar sir, and so he has recommended to Shankar sir, and Shankar sir has given one small opportunity. So because normally he works with the big project, big companies, and then he has given an opportunity to work in one small portion. That is a Maro Maro. There is a song in that. So we did one zoom out shot, and so then he was the whole song. So then he was like so impressed, and then he started giving me another in the Boys title sequence, which so that's how we started. And after that, it's like a slowly, it's all his next projects is continued from there. Yeah, from Boys is one of the first recognized film, and from there, yeah, a lot of change happened in the personal life also. Like slowly, the whatever more than personal and industry, actually previously a lot of things what we want to try. Like visual effects side, like a lot of things we always tell other directors, like you need to go into this kind of pre-planning. You can't do films like you can't give good VFX output without any plannings. And a lot of times we used to tell, but nobody is very few people understands that. Of course, Shankar sir has that knowledge, and he is a visual effects guru in that part. And similarly here, we have one more director, that Rajamouli sir, and he has also parallelly started his journey in the VFX. So, but lot of very few people, they understand the visual effects part. So in that time, after releasing this, especially the Robo, then people, lot of people, they are understood like, okay, we need a lot of pre-production for this. So any film which has a more VFX intense film, so they used to call us, okay, we need one VFX supervisor for the film before starting the shoot. Or else previously they used to call us like, tomorrow shoot, so they'll explain on location what is a description. So that definitely it won't work. So that is one of the major change. And now slowly, now present industry is very healthy. So like now they know what kind of a process to follow, that get the good visual effects output. So that's how now, after the Indian, like a lot of films, like slowly it's come up, and the people are aware about the VFX knowledge, especially the directors and cinematographers and all other departments. And now now that's why we are able to produce films like Bahubali. And this is a very good collaboration between all the departments, like direction and camera department and art department, and every, even including the costume department, they will be like knowing the understanding the VFX. So based on that, they are giving the costumes. It's like every department. It's like a nowadays, without VFX, take any big film, it's like without VFX it's not possible. It become a VFX, become a part of film process, like a cinematography, or any other music. So VFX also is part of the movie making now. Yeah, if you come to the Bahubali, it's like that is one of the prestigious project. And so when he narrated, the Rajamouli sir narrated the story, it's like first thing, the in all of us mind is like that grandeur, that hugeness. So it's not that hugeness is not put on, because the characters which he has a very strong characters. Just imagine that one of the Ballal Deva character, he wants to put his golden statue, 1 feet, 100 feet of a golden statue. So just imagine how big he is living. He will live in that palace. So automatically everything become big. Like when he is living in that big palace, what kind of kingdom is like. So it's like the characters define that entire requirement. So then again, Prabhas. So even as a playing the as a opposite. All these things, characters, like a very powerful characters, and those things are very determine the entire hugeness. So in this we have a very mainly two things I can say, that one is a waterfall sequence, then other one is a war sequence. If it comes to waterfall, it's like Rajamouli sir asked about like a huge waterfall. It has to come from the clouds. That kind of hugeness he is looking. So then uh, we started putting everything on the paper like a concept artist. Concepts, a lot of sketches we did, and from there, it's from the papers. Then we did the set like the huge waterfall in the 3D, and then DOP Sindhu he started blocking what kind of angles we want in the digitally. These all are before going to shoot. So then Shobu sir, he adjusted the what kind of how much we need to put in the live location on the sets. So we put around 40 feet height waterfall climbing rock. So it has three sides, and where one side is like a different kind of structure and other side is a different. So all these things, like each department, they have involved in the getting the good output. So then apart from that, everything in ours, my major role is like extending that entire thing into the digital. It's like whatever you see in the above 20 to 30 feet, all are like digitally created. So in certain cases, it's like only few small Tamanna and what is that? Prabhas jumping sequence. I think you might have seen in the trailer. So in that only we used 10% of thing whatever you seen they are the live. Remaining everything is digitally created. So to do that, like I have used a lot of studios here in Hyderabad. So one is especially the waterfall execution. So I've used Makuta. They're the very very extraordinary output they have given for that. And some of the other sequences I have used Firefly Studios from that is also from Hyderabad, and then EFX Prasad EFX, they are also done extraordinary job like that. I here from even from international studios, like we have used Tau Films from US, and Part 3 and Dancing Double and Macrograph and all this from the China, Hong Kong and Korea. So it's like a lot of studios, almost like around I can say 16 studios from all over the world. Around I think around 600 VFX artists contributed this entire output. That's a very good collaboration between all the departments, and that's a really good thing is like director's vision. Whatever all I can 100% say that whatever we saw in the whatever we are going to see in the theater, it's like everything vision, entire vision by director Rajamouli. So we all just contributed to get his vision into the film. So so far we have done whatever we can. So and output has come out very good, whatever with our satisfaction. I hope you people like that. Yeah, after releasing the trailer, a lot of people messaged me and asked that, is it where is that location? Where is that waterfall location we want to go? But actually, that is totally 100%. I can say it's digitally created, especially the particular shot which you have seen in the jumping part. That is 100% digital. So only except the Prabhas and Tamanna, entire thing is digital. But in the some of the sequences near the waterfall, especially the bottom of the waterfall, that we have shot in near Atirpalli, Kerala, where some people interaction part. Then when you go little up, so entire thing is digital. Yeah. When you go little wider, so that is entire thing digital. So in the whole film also, now apart from the waterfall, wherever you see any wider shots, like above like a 100 feet or two above 100 feet area, so everything is like a digitally extended, because we shot entire film in the most of the film inside the Ramoji Film City in the sets. So except I think two songs, so everything is digitally enhanced sets. So that one, and next sequence is one of the important sequences, war sequence. So that is what it's like. I think people can. Our aim is like, especially always, Rajamouli sir used to tell that. So when audience comes into the theater, they should go into that era. It's like that Maheshmati kingdom, and they should feel they are into that kingdom, and especially the waterfall. Also, they should feel they are near the waterfall, and in the war sequence also they should be into the in the battlefield. That kind of experience he always wants, and he guides us in to get that kind of output. So in the war sequence, like this is between around 1 lakh army and 25,000 army. So that is one of the very interesting thing, and obviously we can't shoot with so many people like with the 1 lakh and all. So what we did is like we have put green screen, chroma screen around 300 feet one side and 300 feet one side, and 40 feet height green screen. So the entire war happened in against that green screen. So the when you see in the war final output, you will see the closer part, like around I think 2,000 junior artists and artists we most of the time they are there, and to supporting them around 500 all other technicians they are supporting to do that. And then apart from these 2000 people, everything is created digitally. So background and that is one of the major challenge. Normally we approach with a multiplication, like a shooting them again and putting them, but in this film the most of the, like I think I can say it's a highest CGI we have used in the entire, I can say, in Indian film. So this is one of the mostly, instead of using live location, we did entirely in digital, like digital characters, digital set extension, and digital elephants and horses, and so that kind of everything is like created digitally. But in between, some of the closer parts, like close-ups, Sabu sir has, our director Sabu sir has done some of the wonderful job. Like he created some animatronics, some of the like, especially like I should mention that one horse and elephant, which the artist is interacting. He has done very good realistic animatronics. That means like a puppet thing. So then after that we have enhanced that digitally. So, but it's like everybody's very good contribution, and even the DOP Sendil sir, he is like extraordinary job he has done on the getting that output. Normally, if you have entire thing in live, shooting that is a very easy. But here we need to imagine a lot of things from behind. So that is one of the major challenge for all other even including artists. So we always used to say that you imagine here there is a waterfall. Previous. So yeah, that's like they don't know what kind of waterfall. So then that way everybody they imagine very well, because doing VFX film is like one of the toughest task for everybody, not only for me. So but everybody contributed so well, and especially the DOP. What I used to mention is like he has a very good knowledge in the digital. So DOP Sindhu sir, and so that way he has a previously he worked with Rajamouli sir, and so he has a one what is it, Magadira and Iga. So they have a very good VFX knowledge that helped me a lot into move further, and whatever I say, it's like they are able to catch up, and whatever they have, the terminology is very good, so we can able to go very well with them. So but overall it's a very good contribution from everybody, and even I can say from my VFX industry they have done a lot of extraordinary job from all our my studios, 16 studios, and we are really happy and eagerly waiting to see along with you guys what kind of output you receive on. So let's see. A lot of times like here people are comparing with Hollywood movies, but what personally I can say is like obviously we cannot compare with Hollywood movies, because they are little ahead of, they started ahead and they have a different knowledge, and they have more knowledge in the obviously they started 50 years earlier, and apart from that they have a very big budget. So what we saw here but the main thing is like we need to execute all their that kind of a Hollywood quality content in almost like I can say it's a 20% of their budget. So but we need to give them 80% of quality. What we can is like, that is what the whole content, we cannot definitely compete with Hollywood. But the difference here is like what always Rajamouli sir used to say, that we have a very different emotional, cultural emotions. Those emotions, if we mix with the visual effects, this kind of technology, we can able to get much different feel to Hollywood audience. So one thing I can mention is like when he narrated the story first time, and I always felt that whenever they show from especially abroad team, whenever they are showing India, they always show as a poor huts and poor people and all. But after seeing this film, they know that we were like really living very lavishly, and we have a very rich culture. And I hope that this film will give that similar message to all other abroad people. Uh, yeah, working with Shankar sir and Rajamouli sir, it's like definitely I can say first thing is like, I'm really lucky to get work with both of them and the really masters in their field. And uh, in terms of comparison, definitely uh, each one is unique. Obviously, any creator is always unique. So one thing common I saw is like, especially my perspective, they always think big. So they need that grandeur feel. They need that their vision is so big. So that is what I can always say, that that's a major thing which I saw between them. And both are doing direction, and it's like it will be the same. So as a audience pulse and everything is always same. So but the creation wise, each approach, each the way they move further, that is totally different. But their vision is always same. That is what I really surprised, that the both vision is good, and the big. So that's where I think VFX. I'm hoping that our VFX industry will help them to bring out their visions to the next level. Uh, uh, yeah, any film like Bahubali, it requires a lot of planning and pre-production. So obviously, even this film started with a lot of pre-production. So the initial portion is like the from our side, contribution between like visual effects side from Firefly, and art department side, Sabu sir, and like a camera DOP side, Sandhi sir, and costume department side, Rama ma'am, and obviously Rajamouli sir. So we all contributed a lot of things, and to get the what final output should be. So to do that, instead of doing directly executing, so we started working on a lot of sketches. So it's like I think we have created around 15,000 sketches, I guess. So that includes like a lot of characters, like character designing. And we know this is period film. We can't get any ready-made things. It's like we have to get design everything from the scratch. So from the small life to till that palace. So we have done entire thing in the sketches. So from the sketches, then we started work. Some of the sequences we did the storyboard. So then after that we did the pre-visualization part. Then after that it's like then we know that this is what we need to execute, because in this kind of a big huge film we can't do mistakes, because it's very expensive to do mistakes. So that way it's a very big help doing this kind of pre-production and planning. And other one more thing I like to mention is about our great producer Shobu sir, and that definitely it's so much different from other producers. So he's like almost like a AD, like a assistant director. All the time he's there, and he knows what is happening exactly on that location on that particular day. And we have one more person. She handles entire thing. The production is Valli ma'am. Uh, she's like the huge project. It's entirely on on her shoulders. That's how she made it. And about the producers, since they know each and everything, because a lot of times we had a lot of tough times to move further. But that since he knows that how to get things done, so he is able to help us in each and every situation, and bring this kind of without definitely producers help we can't do. And especially help means not that putting the money, it's like a knowledge. He knows entire film, what kind of a especially I should mention about that bigger format version. So initially we thought of doing only the scope version, but then after that he insisted like we'll do in the bigger format. So it will be grandier, it will enhance. So, but that is a little more expensive, and it's tough to even shoot also for that. When we are framing, like we need to see that extra framing, top and bottom. We always clean up that area and always, but we don't know after in between the film when in journeys, then we thought it's like it's too much attention we are putting for that extra space. Is it really worth? Then Shobu sir is like insisted like no, that will be really helpful, so we can. So he gave us confidence. Look, we'll move further like that. So now that has become very big plus point for us. Now we are able to see this big format in Prasad IMAX. So that 4 days back, like 5 days back, we went and saw that big format, and it's like even ourselves we were like stunned to see that kind of huge format and nice our film in that format. So thanks to Shobu sir for that supporting us to get that kind of a visual enhancement. Yeah, that's what we need. All our creators need the producers with a lot of knowledge and involvement, not just putting the money and asking for output. So I think this film has that kind of message on that. Yes, we have done almost, I think, 30 to 40% of the film is finished, and even our VFX part also finished on that. So I think immediately they are going to start that second part. So first we have to see this result, and then we'll move on. Yes, definitely. It's because since 3 years, like when we were working, we didn't realize anything. It's like we just started working, and when we saw concept art, and wow, this is nice, and that gives us energy. And then when we that concept art, when we converted into like on location, so we put some sets and we shot that, and then from there again, that is a one more excitement. And then after that, when we created it digitally and bringing out with the output, then we started exiting. It's like all these 3 years, like 2.5 years, like we started exiting with our output, and everybody started. But the last moment when we come into the presentation mode, like a film releasing mode, so that is where that is slowly for me is personally it's like a nervous. Definitely I'm nervous about the but still we have a hope that whatever it's released in the theater, like trailers and everything, people are liking. I hope other also will they like, and that's definitely there is a nervous part. So generally visual effects means like a lot of people think it's like a one person job. It's not that one. It's like I'm the supervisor for that, but still for me I have behind like 16 studios they worked, and nearly 600 artists, and so this is like my responsibility as a VFX supervisor. Whatever the director's vision, whatever he has in his mind, to bring that into the screen. So to support that, I have a lot of studios. We have a lot of challenges when we are working, executing this, like especially the waterfall. Waterfall is like creating a water, fire, any particle movement element, that is very tough. So because it has each small particle will have a different way of movement. So that one is very big challenge, and technically it's very tough because we have a huge waterfall and a lot of particles we need to generate. So in that path, Makuta has done an extraordinary job on that. And we have a great support from AMD systems, so they have given a lot of hardware support for us. Apart from this waterfall, even the again war sequence, even the war previously my films, whatever I did most into the live compositing, but this one it's entirely we have done digitally created artist, 3D artist. So then like a lot of systems and especially the animation is very it should be very realistic animation, and so the one of the horse we created, the animation is good, but some one particular point we realized that the textures are not looking good. So then immediately we have worked on very realistic textures, and of course in the trailer you might have seen that elephant, that is again full digitally created elephant, and bison, so that is again digitally created, and horse of course where hero, that recent trailer it has come. So a lot of digital content been, and just creating that whatever you saw, that to getting that realistic is a photorealistic is one of the major challenge. We can get simply the basic things, but to get that, like I can say, to getting that 80% will be like just matter of few days we can get that 80% output, but the remaining 20% details, that will take like a almost like a 6-7 months it took just to get one small eye detail. So that kind of detail we need to work on as a VFX side. So that's what each and every stage we have from Firefly, they have done a lot of extensive work that I cannot reveal now. So you will see that. So in the whole film, I can say that if you go a little wider lens when you see that, so whatever you see, that is digitally created. Only the closer interactive parts we put in the live on location. If you go a little wider lens, you the wider area if you see, that is you 100% you can think there is a lot of digital content in it. So we try to match with the live and photorealistic feel. So I hope it succeed, and as long as people should not find any visual effects in the film, that's where our success comes in. So people has to believe, and people should not come out of the story. People always has to believe that is a real. So as long as that belief people get, so we are success on that. So I hope we did that kind of output, and yeah. About the VFX, I can say this now at present. This is a big till 5 years. I can say it's a big boom, because now a lot of directors has a confidence. Like after this Magadera and Iga and Robo and Hindi Chris and Ravan, all these films, like slowly it's gave a confidence to directors, like they can create something, all their imaginary things they can bring it out, brought out to life. So this film, especially this film, has a lot of different approach we tried than previous films. That is a 3D. We created a lot of 3D, which very photorealistic feel. So after seeing this film, I'm sure a lot of directors will see this, and they will get they will like a lot of producers will help directors to get this kind of stories to execute, because a lot of directors they have imagination, but they are scared to about the technology and budget. And after this film, I think that way immediately I can see that a lot of films will come based on the visual effects oriented, and that's where we need a lot of talent required, especially this present situation. We need a lot of people from the visual effects industry, and a lot of requirement is there. And I'm seeing previously a lot of times like VFX means anybody can come into VFX and become a VFX artist. It's not that. It's not true at all, because VFX artist means you should have a something inbuilt talent. He is not the like, just imagine once if you want to become a singer, definitely you should have a some inbuilt talent. So, yeah, inbuilt spark. So that is what we need. Just going and learning some small software, how to operate, and coming into visual effects industry and say I'm a VFX artist, that is not that no more, it won't work like that. Previously it might be working in some situations. Now softwares are very user friendly, and only what we need is a good artist. So he should have a good artistic skill, he should be a good artist. Only then he can be into the VFX industry. So only then the entire industry become success on that path.
Good. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, thank you.